Hello students, welcome to IFAS and very good evening to all of you. I know you all wanted to practice because there were so many students, those who were constantly messaging that ma'am please come up with some PYQ series or MCQ series where we can practice lots and lots of questions related to whatever we have studied as of now. Yes. So that is why basically this series is dedicated to all the UGC-NET aspirants. Plus, this series will give you an idea that how actually the questions come in your exams, how you have to tackle those questions, which type, because what happens here is, or basically in literature, that when you are studying, you are able to study everything, or you actually don't understand that what to study and what not to study, right? So that is why, because as you will see that the old English, if you talk about British English, if you talk about American English, if you talk about post-colonial English, then you will find that the literature is very vast. There are hundreds and thousands of poets, writers all across the world, right? And they are writing their works, and it is really not possible for a single student to learn each and everything. Yes, so these questions will give you an idea that how you have to solve these questions, or how exactly the questions are asked in your exams, which will also give you an clarity that yes, this part is important, because you will find that maximum questions come from this part. This part is not important. For example, if you will see the civilian war, or let's say for Caroline age, the questions are not very much asked from those ages. But if you will see in general British literature, the questions are being mostly asked from the Elizabethan age, or maybe from the let's say age of Chaucer. Old English, they are asking lots and lots of questions related to Anglo-Saxons and Romanic period. I'm extremely sorry. So yes, so these are the parts from where the maximum number of questions come. So what have we concluded? That British literature is very important. But if you will see the British literature, there are again 15 ages in it. Yes, or at least you will find that there are so many different ages. So which are the ages which are again important? Then that is the question. So the questions that we are going to practice in today's session will give you an clarity, okay, that which topics are important, which topics you have to skip. Again, there is another thing I want to add here is that don't forget, if you have not enrolled in the course, I just want to give you a reminder that we are starting a new course, okay, live batch, where I'll be teaching you each and every topic related to English literature, okay, and every topic will be explained from which the questions are being asked in your exams, okay. So don't miss this opportunity where you are going to get to learn each and every topic. Plus, not only paper 2, but you will also get paper 1 in it, okay. So this is another very important thing. If you think that no, I am very well prepared enough, I can study on my own, but I want questions for practice, then definitely we do have a separate course for it, okay. Or if you think that paper 2, yes, I can manage on my own, but for paper 1, I need help, I need guidance, because if you will see paper 1's syllabus, there are 10 different units. And for English, you might have learned English, or you might have at least heard some of the topics for your bachelor's maybe, or for your master's. But paper 1 is a very brand new topic. You might not have heard about research aptitude ever before, or you might not have heard about the higher education, or what to study in PDE, that is people development and environment. So if you need any guidance related to it, we definitely have a separate course for it. You can visit our website, you can take the details related to that course as well. You can enroll in the course and study with us, okay. So there are different courses designed purely for the UGC-NET aspirants. Take the benefits of it. Please don't forget to enroll in the course on time, because the seats are very limited. We are already full, okay, with the seats, so don't miss this opportunity. But this is just a reminder, as you all are very regular student of my batch, of this online batch, or you can call it this YouTube batch. So I want you all as well to enroll in the course so that you won't miss your preparations, okay? So I'm very much concerned about you all as well. So don't miss this opportunity. Take admission as early as possible. So yes, again, this was, and also don't forget to tell all of your friends if they have not taken the admission, if they are there were people, okay, those who were eagerly waiting for this course and they enrolled it as soon as they got to know about it. So if you are also waiting for any such course, you can definitely enroll in it, because this is the time, this is the peak time where you need to start your preparations. Now there were few of my students, those who also told me that ma'am, why we should enroll in the course right now, exams तो अभी दूर है, then हमें पता भी नहीं है एग्जाम होगी भी या नहीं होगी. Yes, so I want to give answer to all those students as well, those who think कि एग्जाम होगी या नहीं होगी. Definitely 110% आपकी एग्जाम होगी. थोड़ी सी डीले हो सकती है, लेकिन डेफिनेटली होगी ही, ओके? नहीं होगी ये ऑप्शन तो है ही नहीं. Yes, and जितना जल्दी preparation start करोगे, it is better for you, right? So as early you will start preparing, it is definitely going to increase your studies. And definitely students complain it to me that ma'am, हमारा syllabus complete नहीं हो पाया. We couldn't study the whole syllabus because of the time constraint. So अगर ये तो एक benefit हो गया ना आप लोगों के लिए, because अभी तक dates ही नहीं आई है. So we have plenty of time with us. Yes, so please enroll in this crash course. In these 45 days, I'll be teaching it to you, each and every topic related to English, okay, which is very important, okay? I'm going to focus only on the topics from which the maximum questions are being asked, and the ones which are going to be your score boosters, okay? So that is why don't miss this opportunity and enroll in the course, okay? Now we are going to talk about the previous year questions. Okay, so the question is here in front of you. I hope everyone can see the screen. You can the screen is properly visible to you. The handwriting is like the font is also properly visible to you. So the question says that during the old English period, who invaded Britain? Okay, that is Britannia, or the Great Britain. Who invented it? As we all know that it was invented by the Anglo-Saxons, then the Jutes, yes, and then the Danes and the Scandinavians. Yes, means who? All of them. Can we mark all the answers? No, right? But we definitely have one answer which will give you the answer. Got it? See, here is the description given to you. You can read the description that the Roman legions withdrew in the 5th century, okay, in order to protect Rome, which opened up the islands to invasion by the Germanic tribes. Who are these Germanic tribes? The Anglos, the Saxons, and the Jutes, which we have already spoken when I was explaining you the topic. In the 9th century, the Danes invaded. Yes, means the Danes also came in there. Means all of them made this Old English period. Yes, so who invaded the Britannia or the Great Britain? All of them. The Jutes, the Anglos, the Saxons, as well as the Danes, or they were also called as the Scandinavians. Okay. Let's look at the next question. Here I'm giving you the hint already, okay? With the help of this hint, you have to find out the answer and tell it to me. Now here I'm not going to tell you the answers. I want the answers from you all. I'll just read the question for you. Who was the legendary literary figure said to have resisted the Germanic invaders or the mercenaries? Who was the legendary literary figure? King Arthur, Joseph of Arimathea, Alfred the Great, or Rothgage. Sorry, I'll just write it. Who was the one? So see here, what is the, yes, you can pay attention to the hint that I have given it to you. Arthur has his roots both in history and in Celtic mythology. The rich literature grew up around the hero in both English and French. Some scholars speculate that the Germanic tribes were originally hired as mercenaries by the Romans. See here, the name is given to you. Yes, students, what will be the answer then? Come on, give me the answer fast so that we can move ahead. You want to see the screen properly? Yes, students, what is making you so okay, we have the answer from Deepak. That is, oh no, Deepak, the answer is already given to you. That is Arthur, means option A. That is King Arthur. Okay. Let's move ahead and look at the next question. The next question is, for many years there was no native literature in England. What changed that? What changed it? So first of all, there was so many years that nobody from England wrote anything. Okay, so what changed that? The island became largely Christian. The Germanic invaders brought a literary tradition. The Normans established the schools of literature, or the Druids recorded their religious histories. What was the basic reason that literature started in England? Yes, Revati, absolutely correct. So your answer is right. So it was the island became largely Christian. See here, the reason is given to you that Christianity was practiced early on in the remote corners of Britannia. But only after St. Augustine was sent to convert King Ethelbert of Kent did the religion became widespread. Okay, so in the words of the Norton Anthology, Volume 1, that is before Christianity, there had been no books. The monks as copyists served to promote and preserve literature. Okay. So what is the answer? The island became largely Christian. How it became largely Christian is given to you. Clear to everyone? Students, don't hesitate in asking me doubts. Okay, so if you come across any doubt, if you want to ask me anything related to whatever we are discussing right now, you are free to ask me. Okay, you can comment in the comment section and I am there to answer all your doubts. Let's move ahead and look at the next question now. Whose ecclesiastical history of the English people recounts the history of the church in England? What is it? King Ethelbert's, Saint Jerome's, Venerable Bed's, or Saint Augustine's? So this is a work. Ecclesiastical history of the English people, and it recounts the story of the church in England. Okay, and whose work is this? So this work was written in the Old English period but was penned in Latin. It was finished about 731 AD. Whose work was that? It was Venerable Bede's work. Okay, so this is a pure knowledge, general knowledge that you should know about. Let's look at the next question now. What Old English poem tells the story of resistance against the Scandinavian raid? What Old English poem tells the story of the resistance against the Scandinavian raid? The heroic poem recounts a defensive battle. Now, which of these poems talk about the battle? All of them. Yes? So, the dream of the Rood? No, it talks about the church. Rood means, I hope you all know the plus sign that the Christians wear. Yes, so no. Beowulf, yes, it was the battle they talk about. Then the battle of Malden, yes, and Cadmansheim, yes. So the heroic poem recounts a defensive battle against the raiders, which occurred in 991. The English were defeated, but the poem does not tell the readers that. Okay, so now which poem we are talking about? It is the Battle of Malden. Okay, so this is the poem in which the English people were defeated, but it is not told in the poem. It is not told in the story, because obviously why they will tell their defeat, right? They always wanted to tell their glory, not their defeat. That is why it is not told in the poem, that poem. But yes, definitely that was happened. Okay, and it is called as the heroic poem. Remember this as well, and also don't forget to remember the age. Okay, clear? Let's move ahead and look at the next question. So the next question says, what king of the West Saxons supported literature, even translating Boethius's Consolation of Philosophy? And the hint that we have is that Alfred also had the claim to frame of temporarily uniting several of the kingdoms in England and stopping the Danish invasion. So here, whom are we talking about? We are talking about Alfred. Do you see the name Alfred here? Do you see the name here? Yes, Praju, Rajesh, Deepak, Kajal. Do you see the name here? Yes, right? Yes, so it is option number D. So we are talking about King Alfred. So what king of the West Saxons supported literature? Whom are we talking about basically? So we are talking about King Alfred. Okay, so here King Alfred says that he is the king of the West Saxon. Okay, West Saxons supported, and he also supported the literature, even translating Boethius's Consolation of Philosophy. Okay, so this is the little background of Alfred. Now pay attention to the next question. What the next question says: Bede tells the story of an unlearned cowherd who instituted a school of Christian poetry. Who was he? So here, first of all, you should know it is a poem, or it is the story that Bede is telling. Okay, now first you should know the writings of Bede, what all things he wrote, what is written in it. So then you will find that there is a story in which he talks about the unlearned coward who instituted a school of Christian poetry basically. Okay, and then you will get the answer as the Cadman, and that is the Cadmansheim. Cadmansheim is one of the earliest examples of Old English writing. Okay, so when you will read Cadmansheim, you will find this. Let's pay attention to the next question. The author who wrote down Beowulf was probably a. Now, I hope you all know that we don't know the name of the author who wrote Beowulf, okay? But with the poem, we can find out that who was he basically, okay? So here we are not going to talk about the name of that poet or the writer, but we are going to talk about that who was he basically, okay? What was his profession maybe? So was he Christian, was he Roman pagan, or was he Celtic pagan, or was he Danish pagan? So the heroic poem no doubt had pagan origin, that is for sure, and was probably passed down orally, okay? But in its final form, it has likely been written by a Christian monk or copyist, because it makes references to the Lord of life, okay, the ruler of heaven, the Almighty, and the Cain and Abel. Yes, so these are the keywords which tells you about Christianity. As you all know that in the Bible all these things are mentioned. And what is the significance of the Bible? The Bible talks about the Christianity. Yes, so that is why we find that it is the writer, the poet is Christian, okay, because of these keywords. What are the keywords? Lord of life, the ruler of heaven, the Almighty, and the Cain and Abel. Who are the Cain and Abel? They are the characters, okay, yes, of the Bible. Yes. Now, let's pay attention to the next question. Who is the young hero of the poem, The Dream of the Rood? Who is the young hero? Beowulf, Jesus Christ, King Arthur, or Hrothgar? Who is the young hero? Yes, students, tell me, who are we talking about as the young hero of the poem, The Dream of the Rood? Obviously, you all know that the Dream of the Rood is on the Christianity, yes? And when we talk about Christianity, what is the first name that comes into our mind? Obviously, Jesus Christ. Yes? So, the poem recounts the dream of the narrator has about Christ's cross. Yes? That is the rood, is an old English word for cross. As you all know, this is the cross, right? And the old English word for this cross is the rood. So when we are talking about this cross, the first young hero that we are talking about is obviously the Jesus Christ. Okay? So sometimes you can definitely put some logic behind whatever you are, whatever the name of the poem is, or maybe who the poet is, okay, or at least you might know with what the question they are asking. So if the name of the poem is The Dream of the Rood, obviously you might know what a rood is. Now you can relate it, yes, and then also you can find some of the answers. But also remember that it is not going to be applied in all cases. Yes, it will be applied only in some of them. So let's pay attention to the next question now. The next question says, which of the following is an example of a kenning? Swift sword, weed, keel, or triumph tree? What is the answer? So basically, again, this is kenning is a term from the Dream of the Rood. Okay, poem Dream of the Rood. And in Dream of the Rood, the word triumph tree is used to refer the Jesus Christ cross. A kenning replaces a single word with a compound word. Okay, often linked by a hyphen. The kenning used for God's thoughts in Cadman's hymn, in mind plans, and a kenning used for the sea in Beowulf is Whale Road. Okay, so kenning is a term basically. Okay, so remember in that way, and it was used, so triumph tree is used to refer to a crisscross. So that is the triumph tree. Okay, got the answer? Are all the answers clear to you? Yes, Kajal? Okay. So students, we will end the session here. We will not move further because I guess these are some of the questions which definitely you want to revise it, and you also want to find some of the background of it. Okay, so when you will read all of them, when you will start revising each and every question again, when you will pay attention to it with a different perspective, you will start getting the reason behind it. You will start finding out the so now what all things you have understood, that in Old English, which are some of the famous poems. If you talk about Beowulf, if you talk about the Dream of the Rood, if you talk about the Cadman's hymn, so these are basically some of the topics from which maximum questions are being asked. Yes, then about King Arthur, or let's say about Jesus Christ, about the Christianity, about churches, yes, about the Bible. All these things comes under the Old and Middle English. About Anglo-Saxons, about Romans, about Latin people, yes, Latin language, which texts were in Latin, in Greek, in Roman. Okay, so these are some of the things you should remember while you are studying for Old and Middle English. Okay, now again, few more questions we are going to practice in our next few sessions. Okay, so don't worry about it, but for the time being, just remember that these are some of the questions which are related to Old and Middle English. Okay, we are also going to practice some of the questions related to British English in few of our lectures, but for now we will end here the session. If you have any doubts, any queries, if you want to ask me, you can definitely ask it to me. And yes, definitely don't forget to give the contest on the app. How you can give the contest? You just have to go to Play Store, you have to download our app, that is IFAS, and you have to register yourself. As soon as you register yourself, you will find a separate column of UGC-NET English, okay, or it will be there in the UGC-NET section. You have to go there, then you will find quizzes on different topics. So the topic which you find that interesting, or if you think that yes, I want to give contest on this, I want to test my knowledge based on this particular topic, you can give the contest of that. And also you will get the solution in a video form with the contest as well. Okay, so yes, definitely give the contest and solve all the questions which are related to Old and Middle English literature. Okay, so that's it for today. We will meet again soon, definitely tomorrow, with another informative lecture on British literature. Okay, so till the time we meet next, happy learning and have a great day ahead. Thank you so much, everyone.